Brackenspore. So this one is an intriguing fight, and most of the time, it's not going to be you who is the key to the fight because it's whoever has those flamethrowers. They're the key to the fight. But we still have some wonderful tricks, especially the Windwalkers. They have some great tricks. So, Brewmaster Adam, you got anything for Brackenspore?
Yes, diffuse magic for the necrotic breath. Super important to have that extra cooldown. Obviously, you have your guards to help you with it, but that's awesome. So I always use diffuse magic. Yet again, Glyph of Guard, not recommended. It might seem like it's a good idea because of the necrotic breath, but remember, you're still getting meleeed during that time with necrotic breath. So you want to keep your guard as is, physical damage, being able to use against it. Zen meditation doesn't work during necrotic breath because you are getting melee attacked at the same time. So keep that in mind.
Oh, he's melee attacking while he's breathing. That jerk.
Yeah. So if you're like, oh, I'm going to use my Zen meditation, that melee attack gets rid of it. That being said, you have it. You might as well use it, even if it's just for the quick beginning of it, and then you get hit again. It doesn't hurt just to use it real quick if it's on your cooldown. Zuen for kind of cleaving the ad, kind of help out. Other than that, it's pretty much it. Because you're only picking up one target, and only when you're not tanking Brackenspore, the statue really doesn't do much in this fight. Because all the little ads get killed, and the big ad you're pulling over directly to yourself because you're ready for him anyways, so you should be looking for him. That's about it. Stand near the living mushroom, help your healers out.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of healers, let's go on and talk Mistweaver on this one. So Mistweaver, this is a fun fight for Mistweaving because of the fact that you're not really healing the raid very much. That's kind of not your job. Mainly your job here is going to be Soothing Mist on the green mushrooms. Keep them alive. So when the green mushroom pops up, Mistweavers are fantastic for this because you can use Soothing Mist and just Soothing Mist, and that will keep them alive without popping them. Because you don't want to pop them too early, because otherwise they will just die while you're in the middle of the what is it, decaying something or other. So there's another wonderful part for Mistweavers called Life Cocoon. This one has two different uses. The first one is to hit the tank when they're about to go Necrotic Breath. Because Necrotic Breath reduces healing by 99% while that's going on, if you can prevent the damage, then that's even better. And this Life Cocoon pretty much negates this entire mechanic. The Absorb takes about as much as they get hit by. So that's really nice. You can also, if you're a jerk like me, you can meter pad by hitting the blue mushroom to keep it alive even longer. Lots and lots of healing going out here. When you're doing the blue mushroom, soothing, surging, and enveloping to your heart's content, that mana regen is no joke. That will keep you topped up, so just spam the heck out of that thing. And that will help out your raid down that even faster. For talents and glyphs, diffuse magic, obvious choice again. It's really good for the infesting spore. Skip a grain to focus on the blue mushrooms. You can just pop that and kind of ignore all that damage coming in. Zuen, another good choice here. If you want, Chi Torpedo is actually a possibility on this one because you're going to be moving a lot to get to those green mushrooms. So Chi Torpedo will help you get there faster and do a little healing and damage along the way. But I'd still probably stick with Zuen on this one. All right, let's go to Windwalker.
This is an interesting fight. It's one where Chi Explosion is also really good just while the ad is up, while the fungal flesh eater is up. But honestly, the amount of damage that Chi Explosion does compared to the burst that you get with Serenity on this fight it's not really in your favor to take Serenity. So we're taking Chi Explosion again. Fungal flesh eater spawns. Tank pulls him over near the boss. At that point, you switch over to the fungal flesh eater and put a clone on Brackenspore. Why? Because you're going to help with the interrupts on decay. If you're not helping on the interrupts with decay, God help you if one of those people die. because now you're going to get hit. And no, leg sweeping doesn't help at all. Something that one of my raid teams does is we save Touch of Death for the Mind Fungus while rejuvenating mushrooms is up. Real simple. It takes care of them a lot quicker. Every second that those mind fungus are up, your healers are unable to cast. They're just being interrupted, and it's awful. So you want to get those down as quickly as possible, because the main thing for this fight is making sure that your healers have maximum uptime on the rejuvenating mushrooms. The living mushrooms only need to be up for the duration of infecting spores?
Infesting spores, yep.
Infesting spores. So you only need it up for a little bit, and probably with a cooldown or two, you can get through it just fine. In fact, for infesting spores, Touch of Karma is awesome, because all that damage is not being applied to you. It's just getting sent back to the boss, and it helps out your healers if you can't stand in a mushroom. But I do it even if I can't stand in a mushroom, because usually infesting spores times up really nicely with Touch of Karma's cooldown.
Right.
And if you drew the short straw, and for some reason they put you on flamethrower duty, use Tiger's Lust while running around, put a clone on Brackenspore, and spinning Crane Kick while you're setting things on fire. You're not going to get any energy, any chi. You're going to spend your energy, but at least your clone is doing a little bit of damage on Brackenspore while you're running around lighting moss on fire.
You also get the bonus.
You get the buff.
Yeah.
You get it a little quicker, but remember the buff only counts for, about 60% of your damage, so you're not really getting... It's not going to make you completely overpowered, but it is going to help you utilize however many stacks that you have, and then you just Flying Serpent Kick back over, and you're back where you want to be. Or Transcendence if you were able to keep them in about the same place. And that's really it. Honestly, yeah, for a melee, this fight is kind of a little boring, because there's an add switch with an interrupt, and then you just go back to the boss and keep pounding ankle.
So is this a Chi Explosion fight or a Serenity fight?
I have gone both ways. I kind of like Chi Explosion because it kills the ad faster. If you want to save your Serenity uptime for when the ad comes out, you can. But you're not really doing all that much more damage than you would if you had Chi Explosion the whole time. Plus, the dot is really nice whenever they're moving the boss around and you can't put a couple of hits on him. At least there's some damage still continuing to tick.
Right. Yeah, I tend to go Chi Explosion on this fight as well. So